Hey folks, Colton Woods here with Colton Woods Horsemanship, and absolutely love connecting with fellow equine entrepreneurs, business owners, and those that might be striving to make a career in the equine industry. So today I wanted to share with you guys one of the best pieces of advice I had got from a former employer of mine on running a horse training business. And I think this applies to probably any type of business in any industry, but I think a lot of us fellow horse people will be able to understand exactly where this piece of advice was coming from. And so when I received this piece of advice, this came from a former employer of mine, and I worked for him for about 4 summers in a row, and it had been several years since I had worked for him. I've gone to college in between, worked for several other people, and was about 6 months into officially being on my own, as we'll call it, training horses under my own name solely, and was about halfway through my engagement with my now wife. So my former employer had come actually to an engagement party, and we've been sitting and talking and chatting with everybody we hadn't seen in a long time. And he sat me down and he goes, well, let me give you one piece of advice. And he trains horses for the public and has been very successful at doing so. And he said, don't be a starving horse trainer. And we all kind of chuckled, a couple of us a little uncomfortably, because there's the whole thought process that we do this because we love it, and that you accept when you want to be in the horse business, that you're going to sacrifice money for passion, and so you're going to be able to do what you love, but you'll starve till the day you die because you wanted to decide to do something with the equine industry. And nothing, I grew up in a very entrepreneurial household that was not horse oriented at all, but I always felt like, one of the biggest detriments has been seeing extremely talented people in the horse industry struggle to make a living and maybe even stop pursuing their career in the equine industry because they didn't have the basics on the business side. So a lot of these videos brought to you guys is to hopefully help some of you guys throughout your own journey have a few more skills in your toolbox to keep running your business like a business, and so that you can keep doing what you love while still making a living. So my former boss, Rick Galt, from Rick Galt Training, he had said, don't ever be a starving horse trainer. And so I want to give you guys 3 pieces of advice that you guys can take into account to make sure that you don't end up in that category, and you can cater these to your own operations. And the first thing I would say is know your expenses. Know exactly what your expenses are for your business and for your personal life. A lot of people will run smaller operations to where maybe you have 1 or 2 people working for you. You may have several people working for you, or maybe you do it all yourself, right? It's very important that you know what your personal expenses are and you know what your business expenses are, because at the end of the day, you got to cover your operating expense for your business. That could include your mortgage on your farm or your property or your rent. That can include the feed, the hay, the grain, the shavings, the labor, and also you have to understand your personal expenses too. You have to understand how much you spend at the grocery, how much your rent is, how much your electric bill is, how much your water bill is, how much your car payment is. You have to understand all of these things because you have to pay for all of them. As the business owner, you don't just have to cover the business, but you have to cover your own expenses as well. And a lot of people go, oh, I do it for the business, I do that, and they take care of the business, and maybe they're not making much money, maybe they don't make any money, but then they still have to pay for their own stuff. And they still have to take into the fact that, you need to set yourself up for success down the road. So whether that means that your strategy is to invest into a retirement fund or savings or anything like that, that is going to keep the long term of your future in check as well. So you need to know what your expenses are for your personal and your business. All right. The second piece is don't be afraid to change. And I'm going to change the word change to evolve. Don't be afraid to evolve. A lot of people get romantic, particularly clients get romantic when they like what you're offering, maybe because it's a financial benefit to them, because maybe your prices are going to go up, or they like the fact that you'll haul their horse to the show for free, or whatever the case may be, right? Don't be afraid to change and evolve yourself and your business. As you get smarter, as you become more knowledgeable, your skills and all those things will then make you a more valuable asset, and that means that your business needs to evolve and change as well. So don't be afraid to change and evolve. Sometimes that means, you know, training a different discipline of horse, or changing your pricing, or changing a marketing strategy, or changing the way you do things, or bringing on a team member when you've been doing it yourself the whole time. You know, whatever. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't get romantic in what was happening yesterday, because ultimately we all change and evolve inside, and our businesses have to do the same. Otherwise, you die off, right? You look at something out in the wild. If it doesn't change and evolve, it goes extinct. The same is for our businesses. If our businesses and ourselves do not change and evolve, you can guarantee that someone else is, and you're going to be a thing of the past, and they're going to be passing along to future generations, if you will. All right. And then the last and third thing is to surround yourself with mentors, to surround yourself with people that are better than you, that are achieving at a higher level, that are doing the things that you would like to be doing later. Surround yourselves with them. And unfortunately, with social media, maybe they exist across the country. Well, connect with them over social media. Give them a call, shoot them a text, send them an Instagram DM, send them a Facebook message. Do whatever you need to do to connect with those people and learn from those people and collaborate with those people. You know, those that operate on the highest levels, those that are operating on a winner's mentality and have a company and a business that is actually winning, they're not afraid to share knowledge with other people. Those that are constantly in preservation mode, that are afraid of change, those are the people that you will find will be snakes in the grass, per se. Those are the people that will they won't be honest with you, or maybe they'll even lie to you, or they're going to hold you back a little bit because they're afraid that you're going to advance and go further beyond them, and they're going to get left behind. You need to drop those kinds of people out of your circle, and you need to surround yourself with people that are forward thinking, that are open and willing to share knowledge and to bring and drop their hand down and pick the guy up and behind them. Surround yourself with those kind of people. Sometimes you have to figure out what you don't want to do before you find out what you do want to do. But as you start to go through that process, constantly add to your circle. Surround yourself with stronger, better people. All right, guys. So a little longer than I anticipated, but that is some of the best horse training advice I ever received, is don't be a starving horse trainer. And then I hope those 3 tools there, to know your expenses, your personal and your business, to surround yourself with people that are stronger, better, and achieving at a higher level than you. And then, of course, do not be afraid to change and evolve. Be sure to implement those on a day-to-day basis, and you guys will be sure to see a lot of progressive results within your own lives and in your horse businesses. So, guys, if you found this insightful, found this helpful, anything like that, be sure to click the like down below. Comment, let us know what you have questions about. We're going to be bringing you more educational content on running an equestrian business, how to get started in the equine industry, and how to actually be successful doing it. So we absolutely love connecting with you guys. Colton with Horsemanship here. You guys take care.